Hey friends, how's it going? I'm Katie, and today I'm going to show you a simple technique that you can practice for just 5 minutes a day and your fluency will skyrocket. This technique is called chunking. Now you might be like, what? Just 5 minutes? 5 minutes might not be enough, but I can tell you for sure, just 5 minutes a day of this practice flips the switch in your brain and helps you process English words and patterns faster and easier. Chunking means saying a bunch of words as one unit, not word by word. How are you doing today? You see, there are a bunch of words, but the whole phrase comes out as one unit. How are you doing today? We don't say, how are you doing today? This is just not fluent. All right, today I'm going to show you how chunking works, how you can practice it, and then we'll finish up with a little story to review what we're going to learn in this video. So let's get straight into it. Look, one of the reasons you're not fluent in English yet is that you speak in individual words. You want to say a sentence, you think about every single word. But when we speak fluently, we don't speak in individual words. We speak in chunks. We think in chunks. We actually think in sounds. Like when I say, I'm a big fan of, like I'm a big fan of chocolate, I don't say, I am a big fan of. I say, I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of. It sounds almost like Chinese, right? There are more flow and it's said fluently. It's like when you message someone, when you want to type, how are you doing today? You type H, then O, then W. You're typing letter by letter. It's quite slow. But when you use autocorrect phrases, your phone suggests the whole phrase. How are you doing today? You just tap on it and the whole phrase appears. And it's the same with chunks. Your brain learns the patterns, learns to say a bunch of words as a building block, as one unit. We have different chunks. Today, I'm going to walk you through the two most important ones. And you only need 5 minutes a day to practice them for your fluency. So the first one is verb chunks, like I used to, I tend to, I prefer to. And the second one is adverbial chunk, like at the moment, every now and then, from time to time. And don't worry, I'll explain what they mean as we go. All right, great. In this 5 minute a day fluency drill, we're gonna first look at these verb chunks that we can practice with, and then we start combining them with these adverbial chunks. It's so interesting. Let's do it. The first one that we have is I used to. I used to. We use I used to talk about past habits or situations that are no longer true today. I used to wake up early in the past. Like when I was a student, I used to wake up early. Wake up early is another chunk. So we have two chunks here. I used to wake up early. I'm saying them as building blocks rather than individual words. Here's the difference between I used to wake up early and I used to wake up early. It's more fluent, right? So practice to say them as building blocks. Another one. I used to spend a lot of time playing video games, but now I don't. This one was true for me. I used to spend a lot of time playing video games. Now, tell me something that was true for yourself and practice together. I used to drink a lot of coffee. We have two chunks. I used to drink a lot of coffee. All right, let's move on to the next chunk. I tend to. I tend to means I have a habit of. Like, I tend to check my phone before bed. I tend to check my phone before bed. 3 chunks, right? We put them together with a bit of intonation. It's almost one chunk. I tend to check my phone before bed. But don't worry about it. The more you do it, the better you get at it. I tend to drink green tea in the morning. I tend to drink green tea in the morning. And this is true for me. But as I said before, I used to drink a lot of coffee. Can you see what we're doing here? Just start practicing chunking. It doesn't matter if your sentences are true or not. It doesn't matter if it makes sense or it doesn't. Just use your imagination. Think of chunks as building blocks and practice for 5 minutes every day. One more example that is true for me is I tend to study at the last minute. I tend to study at the last minute. All right, the next one. I prefer to. Try to say it as one unit. I prefer to. I prefer to stay at home on weekends. Yes, I do. I prefer to stay at home on weekends. Or, I prefer to plan my day in advance. I prefer to plan my day in advance. So practice this little chunk. You're gonna need it a lot in your English conversations. And as soon as you use it, you instantly sound more fluent. Now let's combine a bit. Let's add our adverb chunks. The first one is every now and then. Every now and then, which means something that happens sometimes. Like I go for a walk every now and then. Sometimes I go for a walk. I eat chocolate every now and then, even though I'm on diet. I eat chocolate every now and then. Oh, and this one. I prefer to stay at home every now and then, which means I sometimes prefer to stay at home, not always. Next we have from time to time, and it's similar to every now and then. It means occasionally, from time to time, and we say it as a building block, right? From time to time. I like to eat dessert from time to time. I like to eat dessert from time to time. Or let's combine it with our verb chunk. I used to. Like, I used to wake up early from time to time. I used to wake up early from time to time. And the next one is at the moment. At the moment, right now. Like, at the moment, I tend to check my phone before bed. I wish I could say I used to check my phone before bed, but it's not true. At the moment, I check my phone before bed. This one is true. So just like that, practice building your sentences with chunking. Use them as building blocks, not individual words. Now, let me take these 6 chunks and turn them into a mini story so that you can see how you can play with them and create your own stories. All right, let's do it. When I was a student, I used to wake up very early and go for a run. These days, I prefer to stay home in the mornings and enjoy a big breakfast. I tend to check my emails first, but every now and then, I go out for a short walk. From time to time, I meet a friend for coffee. At the moment, I'm focusing on finishing a big project, so I don't go out as much. Alright friends, that's it for today's video. I hope that you find it helpful. Now to practice our verb chunks and adverbial chunks, I want you to make some sentences about yourself and drop them in the comments down below. I'm gonna go down and read all of your comments. I'm really curious to see what you guys are gonna come up with. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.